Hi, my name's Grin, and welcome back to Tower Fantasy. Are you confused about what to buy in the exchange store? Are you worried about spending your beloved currency on the various amazing resources within it? And if you are going to spend any resources, what should you buy? Today we're going to be making a quickie video about a question that I had with my own self when it comes to spending my currency. So let's talk about the min-maxers first. If you are going to try to spend the currencies that you're basically attaining, which by the by, you can find just by hitting base. You guys can see that I have 2,000 of this, 2,000 of that, 2,000 of this and that. So with those resources, we are actually able to buy certain things within the shop. You can buy presents, you can buy amazing SSR relics, and you can of course buy everything else in the shop. It's amazing, but the question is how much can you actually spend? Well, largely it seems like you can spend a lot because you can gain a lot of the base materials like metals and fibers and all of those things just by killing the ads in the environment. They are what drops these types of resources, and you can farm them every 3 days, so you can basically get an abundance of this type of resource. But the resource that you cannot spend, you should not spend under any circumstance really, is this. Quality building materials drops from bosses, which respawns once every Thursday, I believe, or Wednesday, maybe Wednesday, regardless, once a week. So it's super rare, and this is the thing that you should never spend, because this is the thing that's going to be able to level up your buildings, because you'll almost always be at a surplus with all of these other materials. That doesn't mean you can buy up every single thing in the shop. Something costs 20,000 and you can't anyway. So no. Also, some things are just like profile pictures, which is cute, but not amazingly necessary. Okay, let's divvy this up in a way. If you are a person that is more interested in reaching the maximum threshold for your home system, then you should prioritize 2 items specifically. One, you should definitely get this, your special voucher. Buy that, that's incredibly good. Also, fibers and metals don't really have many other good items here to actually buy and be worth it. So buy both the vouchers in both of these tabs, but the main thing that you're going to be focusing on, also, again, you can buy the same thing in the energy tab. You can just buy up all the vouchers, because all these other tabs aren't that valuable compared to, at least, this tab. This tab is extraordinarily valuable. You're basically going to be getting this. This is the number one thing that you should absolutely get, as well as the SSR relic boxes, both of them, purples and golds. The reason why you also want normal SSR or SR relic shards is because by leveling up the various SR relic shards, you get a passive bonus that can incredibly help your CS. Basically bonuses that just give you a percentage gain on doing cryo, but it's permanently on your character just by having leveled them up. Such as your jetpack and your cyber arm are both not SSR, so if having a leveled up version of these is amazing, especially in comparison to something kind of cool but not very good at Colossus arms. They're awesome, but yeah, not quite as awesome as traversal, especially in a game that has so much traversal. But if you go into your cyber arm, you guys can see that it says increases frost damage by 1.5% even if not deployed, which is insane. Unavailable in Apex Legends, but the fact that this is basically, you get a permanent 1.5 buff to all frost damage dealt from a SR relic of all things is pretty crazy, along with the incredible bonuses just by using the tech itself. And again, most of the good tech that you're going to have access to is something that's not necessarily SSR. So I've been kind of making the mistake early on where I was going hard into the paint to get SSR boxes and such, which are good, but not neat, like necessary. At least not something that I feel like I'll desperately love, like the cyber arm and the jetpack. If I could get those leveled up, my life would get a lot easier. Coupled with missile barrage, I also love to bits, so that is also fantastic, and that is where the special strong box SSR things can give you. Essentially, you basically just open them up. You can use one of them, and you can literally pick what version of this you want. So if I want a jetpack, I could spend 1, and now I have a jetpack upgrade shard. I need 20 to level it up per level, and that is fantastic. I think the first level for jetpack is already like abundantly good, which stops you from consuming stamina when you're gliding, which is insane, or hovering, I should say. So yes, those are the first things you should focus on. Yes, also get the SSR or SSR relics, because eventually they'll get better, and also they're pretty good. I'm unfortunately not high enough crew member remember to buy some of the cool ones, but is what it is. Anyways, our crew's not high enough because we're out here grinding, right? But it's 5 of us doing the workload of 300. Anyway, so that is the base that I think you should get. Your first priority should absolutely be the supply points, the food, the rations. Basically, you're going to want to buy this, and you're going to want to buy this. The second thing that you're going to want to buy, which I also think is worth it, the second thing that you should focus on is getting these special vouchers. These are SR relics, or not relics, sorry. These are SR matrices. For those of you guys who have never been there, because it's kind of whale territory, if you go to special order, you can go here. That's what you guys can see right here. These are the special vouchers. So you get 5 of these per run, and you have to spend them. Fantastic. Even if you get 1 of these, it can kind of be good just for base stat gain. If you can get 2, golly, you're cooking. So if you get these every single week, you're going to basically be able to aggregate a lot of these, so that when a matrix seed comes out that's amazing for just about everybody and not a specific character build, you can go ahead and go in and maybe get 2 copies of that and then be great. So kind of stockpile and hold these. This is why you should be spending these resources. In fact, I think there's a good argument for actually putting those above the SR relics, because eventually you're going to cap out on the SR relics, and matrices will almost be permanently important in terms of the value that they're going to be giving you in the future. So if you, in my opinion, you should probably prioritize these more than the SR relics, because eventually you're going to cap out on those, and they seemingly have been giving these quite liberally. So yeah, special vouchers, however, no, have been nothing almost. So yeah. Now, if you are not in the business of basically trying to min-max the absolute hell out of your home system first and foremost, that's your main priority, so you don't want to spend a lot of your resources because you even thought that 1 week you're not going to have enough bothers you, I think you'll have enough, dude. Like, I'm sorry, I think you'll have enough, by the way. Again, every 3 days it resets. So you should have plenty of time. You should be way ahead of the upgrade cycle that is affected by boss drops. Hi, ladies and gentlemen, me here in post and or in editing. Basically, don't spend any of your limited boss material stuff. That is a big no-no. And as far as everything else goes, honestly, I took a chunk out of the video because it's not a lot of other stuff is intrinsically valuable until you're capped out. Besides the vouchers. The vouchers, I think, are the biggest bang for your buck because they just have not been giving us any of the vouchers, and if you aggregate them over a couple weeks time, you can eventually go on a banner for matrices that actually is good for everybody and not just a specific character. So save them for those. That'll be a huge push in CS. As well as your matrice forge, I would suggest not touching that until you are ready to rip, until you've maxed out basically all of your things. So I would just stay away from that as much as it's very tempting, but I would definitely go in on weirdly SR relic strong boxes, not necessarily SSR. The more I played the game, the more I realized SR relics are, at least right now, really, really valuable. Of course, SSR ones are equally as valuable, but at least right now, I'm not feeling that pull yet. Anyways, ultra things. But alas, thank you so much for your time. Check out this video about how to fight the new world boss. It's easier than you think, but it's also a very frustrating boss that's really, in my opinion, poorly made. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and hopefully this helped in any way. Thank you kindly. We'll continue to cover everything Tower Fantasy, and goodbye.